Wait, hello? What the hell is that? Oh my god. I'm just muted. Oh my goodness. Unbelievable.
Good evening to all of you. This is Grandmaster Max Dlugy with my show, Take It to the Max. And without further ado, we're starting today's proceedings in the 5-minute pool. I got paired against Grandmaster Yozek, which means hedgehog in Russian. So I assume that my opponent actually speaks Russian. I actually think it's Alex Fishbane, Grandmaster Alex Fishbane, who's, of course, I've played many times before in tournaments, so we're gonna play again. Here we go. Okay, and I think it's time to castle. It's time to castle. Obviously, the opposite side castling means that I'm going to try to attack in the king side a little bit, but while I'm still holding on to the center, I have other possibilities. For example, if it's my move here, probably pawn takes pawn is not a bad idea to win a pawn. If black takes on d4, then of course I will have the possibility of playing. This looks like a pawn sacrifice, which I think I'm gonna have to accept. And probably taking. Should I take the e? I guess I should take the pawn that actually attacks something. So I'm going to accept the pawn sacrifice. On knight e4, I have queen e1, so it doesn't look so bad. There it is, queen e1. And now on bishop e6, I'm spying f3, followed by all kinds of cool things. I hope I'm not missing something. Okay, I'm going to play f3. Of course, when bishop takes knight, pawn takes knight will win a piece, so that would be nice. And otherwise, I could play e4 and just solidify my advantage. I'm also looking at queen c3 at some point, like now, queen c3, but also knight takes knight and queen c3 is a possibility. Knight f4. I like knight f4. Out of all the choices, that's the move I like. And now queen c3. At least I'm quickly bringing my pieces to bear on black's position. And now knight c6, I can take that bishop, that's one possibility, and play some move like bishop c4. Also g4 comes into mind, but then knight b4 is a little bit dangerous, so probably I should take the bishop first. I don't know, g4, knight b4. If I take the bishop, okay, that would not be good. I could play e3 now. Or maybe even h5. Oh, h5 is a cool move. I love h5. I love h5. Because now on knight b4, I'm going to play h6 and actually take the knight. And then just run with my king to b1 after knight takes a2, and that would be crushing. And h6 is a big threat. How to defend against h6? Black plays h6 himself, he's just destroying his pawn cover, of course. Pawn takes pawn also threatens knight h5. So I'm continuing to attack with tempo. Looks devastating, actually. Queen b4 is probably the only move. Oh no, then knight h5 anyway. Okay, so there are no only moves anymore. Time to resign for Yozek. Unfortunately, this was not a fast. Yeah, knight h5 still wins. This doesn't actually defend. Okay, so we're on to the next game. Now, what happened here was pretty devastating, even if you ask me. Okay, so I tried to exchange bishops. So I'm trying to attack and black strikes in the center. That's all very normal. Then I just solidified the center. So my h4 move actually isn't that pointless because I'm kind of thinking of playing h5 at any point now. Black doesn't stop it, I can just play h5. So black plays here. Now I could play h5 even here, and I think I've played h5 in this position before, but I decided to castle, which is also reasonable. Black thinks he can actually get an initiative by striking in the center, which I don't quite believe. So I play here, and then he plays knight e4. I simply sidestep. Now I'm trying to undo what black has done by pushing him back. What is black's move to get the initiative back? I don't know. I don't see it exactly. Maybe some queen move, but there is no queen move. This is a problem. So he tries to attack my knight, but instead of moving it, I surprisingly simply... actually, even knight c3 here does not look so bad. Knight c3, right? I mean, black, I suppose, could sacrifice the queen. Knight takes knight, and then hoping for rook takes queen. But, okay. Revenge of the Globetrotters here. Okay, here we go. I'm playing the Scandinavian because I know if this is Alex, then he probably will play the bishop e2 variation against the Sicilian, which is a little bit boring to me, to my taste. So let's play it this way. And let's go e6. And just develop our pieces. Nothing wrong with solid development here. Okay, no reason to improve white's pawn structure. I think the pawn on d3 is quite passive. Let it be. Let it be, let it be. Okay, here, okay, I'm just going to castle, obviously, and play knight d7. Simple moves for now. Beautiful position. Beautiful position for black out of the opening. Just a... Okay, now I was actually thinking of playing e5, and here Alex actually, I think it's Alex, actually is tempting me to do it. I'm going to do it, I think. Well, the other possibility is to play knight d5. But then he's probably playing knight h5. So let me play e5. Now I can actually take on e4 and play bishop e6, and I think I will have a nice position. Or I can take on h5 and play bishop g6 and also have a nice position. Because now I'll be looking to play f5 and bishop f6 to bring my forces into sort of good gear. Into good gear. Yeah. All protected for now. And now, why that rook? Because I'm a little bit concerned about bishop a3 coming at me. Maybe I shouldn't have been, but I am. Okay, now b5, I suppose. Okay, let's start with rook d8 to bring all the pieces into the center. I thought I would play simply b6, but maybe I should just take and play rook b8. Let's see, b6, queen a4. Let's say I play e4. Takes. No, I'm going to play b6 after all. I like that queen to be a little bit out of commission there on a4 if that's what happens. Actually, queen a4, there's even worse. Okay, yeah, maybe c5 is a good move actually. Why not play c5? e4. I'm going to play e4. That was my initial thinking. The idea is that my... Oh, really? Okay, then I can... Oh, did I miss that? bishop takes, knight takes, right? And then the pawn is actually hanging, so I have to do it this way first. Okay, well, same position. Not to worry. Yeah, the pawn is a little weak on e4, but it's doing something, right? It's letting me grab some initiative. Now, probably c5. Should I play bishop h5 first? Bishop h5 to stop the rook coming to d3 makes a lot of sense. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. How does he get to that f3 pawn? How does he attack it? Queen c4 king. I'm going to play bishop f3 here. Okay, takes. Should I play knight d5? No, I'm just going to take queen f7, I think. Yeah, that pawn is a little bit of a nastiness here in white's position. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So that's true, actually. Maybe not so dangerous, huh? After all. Not so dangerous after all. Well, I guess I should move my queen up away from that rook. It's coming. It's coming, that rook. This move. Okay, rook and pawn ending it is then. I guess, since I'm threatening queen h3. Nice. Nice. Well, I could play rook f6, but I think I'm going to just go into this rook and pawn ending here. Which looks kind of equal. But what can I do? White's playing well. White's playing very well. My king is a little better, but I don't think it's enough for a winning advantage, but I can still try stuff. Okay. That's okay. Take that one. Ah! Missed that. Oh, wait. Okay. Rook c5. Rook c5, there's a draw that way. Ay. Well, looks like a draw. But I'll play on a little bit more. Tricky. Trying to be tricky. Looks like a draw. Okay, B2, that's a draw, so I gotta defend. Check. Wait, I can check or I can take. Check. Better take. It's a little bit messy. Not necessarily dead drawn yet. Still a bit of a fight in this. Okay. All right. Maybe I should have played a. Wait. Oh God. Oh wait, not so easy. Not so easy. Still a fight. Okay, now let's see. Let's see this. Okay, this is going to be nice. This is winning, I think, for me. Just the time factor is a bit of a mess. Aye. Oh God. Oh, did I actually lose? Oh my God. Oh, nicely done, Yojik. Oh, I'm sorry. Did something wrong here? Oh my God. I actually lost some time. I didn't hear, of course, the moves being made, but still, I should have been able to snap that rook off. Okay, nicely done. Of course, I'm also happy about the level of my play. I don't think I played so badly. Considering the position was roughly equal, I managed to outplay my opponent, but that's okay. That's a blitz game, and that happens. And that happens to me more and more often these days. Okay, b3. Now, what is this? Why is this dangerous? It's not. My bishop's out. And what is White's plan exactly? What plan was White demonstrating all along here? Just a waiting kind of game, which I shouldn't be that unhappy about. And then I decided, okay, let's move up and take some space. And so I started taking space. Here, these 2 pawns are taking some space. Now he moved back and I defended my space. Defending your space is as important as taking it, maybe more important. Now on bishop a3 I would have to play c5 probably, but I wasn't that worried even about that, although White probably could have done that. So this is why I moved my rook from f8 and not from a8. And then I put both rooks in the center. And on this move I could have gone into the ending with queen takes queen and rook b8 simply, but I decided that this is interesting enough. And then, so we had this position. Now, I evaluated it as slightly better for black because of the passive bishop and slightly inaccurate positions of the rook for white. Knight e3 to stop knight d5, which of course I could have still played, but I decided that it's important to stop the rooks from coming in. And then Alex played h3, stopping my well, trying to play g4, I guess. Maybe I should have waited for g4 and just played a move like king h8. Maybe that would have been more appropriate. Just play a move like king h8 because the king's always in the way there. But I didn't. I walked right into his trap, and then he decided that he has a way into that pawn on f3. I didn't see it, and then he showed me. He said, I'll take the d file. And I said, oh boy, that's a mistake for me to allow that. And here I decided not to play with matches and play moves like a5, although, I mean, play moves like rook a2 or something like that. So I just exchanged queens. And of course, he puts my king where it's going to be checked and tries to get me to play rook f6, after which he'll try to win my a pawn, to which I simply win back one of the pawns. Now, the problem with White's position, a slight problem, is that his king is a little bit less active than mine, and I can create pass pawns faster than he. And that shouldn't be a problem, but it became a problem because suddenly, even here it wasn't a problem. But the only way I could have actually, I mean, even position like this, I think, should be very easily drawn somehow. But anyway, it became a problem for him, and he got into losing endgame that he later managed to win on time. That happens. Anyway, queen against rook would take a long time for me to win, so it would either be a time situation or a something else. Anyway, what do we have here? Here we have a classic London system where I'm launching my attack right as we speak. I'm launching my attack right now. Here it is. Aha! And black's already inconveniently placed and doesn't like to deal with my attack. So place here. Now, where should I move my queen? Should I go to h4? Probably not. Just retreat back and try to undermine these pawns with e4 or e5. Okay, this is a good move. Not a bad move anyway. And d4. I don't know. I think I haven't really proven a significant advantage here. I don't know. I'm going to play h3. Just a nice waiting move to stop moves like bishop g4. Okay. Rook e1, hinting at pawn takes pawn. Not much. Somehow I misplayed it, I think. And now I'll play c3 just to stop d4. But I'm the only one who can ever open up the position, and this is an advantage to have. Yeah, this is a mistake, because now e5 is coming, of course, and with this, then I'm pretty sure I'm already winning. I just have to find the move. Okay, I'm going to play knight f3, and that's going to be combined with the bishop c4 and knight g5 sources. Bishop c4, bishop takes e6, and knight g5. And there we have it, an exchange to the good. Not so bad to start of the process. Well, let's grab one. And okay, probably not queen c4 immediately, although I don't see anything exactly wrong with it. No, I'm going to play queen c4, in fact. It's a nasty pin. It's a nasty pin on that rook, so it's worth doing it. And especially black cannot take on b2, and really nothing in regards to queen f2 check or something like that, so I can always defend with like rook e2 next move. And black's still problematically placed here. Okay, so I'm going to free my d rook for action. Okay, well, that should be stopped, obviously. How timely my rook d3 was, right? Stopping knight takes g3. Stopping it cold. Now I guess queen e6 and rook d7 is what I want to play. Queen e6 would also hit the e pawn. So black's problems are in full bloom, I would say. No real threat. I can play queen e6 at will. But I'll first play a prophylactic move, king g2, just in case. It's a just in case type of move. Maybe one day I can play rook f3, for example, just to trade some pieces. I'll double my rooks. Now queen f7 is in the air. Queen f7 actually exchanges a lot of good pieces. And rook d7 is coming next. I'm pre-moving rook d7. There it is. I won't lie to you, I'm pre-moving here. Well, that's that, and that's this, and it's over, pretty much. This position is pretty bad for black now. Okay, and we can see what happened there. Nothing much was happening. I was kind of playing a little bit. I should have played c4, of course, that's obvious, but I just wanted to try out this attack. And now maybe I should play queen g4, be a little bit less obvious about this, or bishop g3 to follow up with f4, but I played queen h5, f5. Now I guess black is thinking about playing g5 at some point, so it's always an interesting question whether to take that pawn en passant. And I decided to do it, but somehow I let my eyes off the e5 square. Now how could I have, should I have played knight f3? Maybe that was the move, knight f3 here. Because obviously this is just dangerous for black, that the e pawn is very weak. And if black pursues this, queen c7 then, right? Then maybe I win at least a tempo doing this, but still e5, and roughly a similar position to what we had in the game, I think, would happen. So I don't know if this was such a big difference. But in any case, I just took and played e4, and black played e5, h3, just a prophylactic move against bishop g4, bishop d7, a little bit clumsy, but where else to develop the bishop? Anyway, that's what happened. And let's see what we can do here. My opponent is usually very tight in the opening, doesn't like to open up too early, so I better play something very aggressive as much as I can. Fire tiger. Knight c2. Okay, let's try this move. Knight c7. I'm just playing for d5, that's all. Nothing special. d5 is my idea. If I play bishop f4, I'm still playing d5, sacrificing a pawn and feeling good about it. Without that dark squared bishop, I don't think white can really last too long. There it is. Exactly as we discussed. Takes. Thinking about knight e6. Okay, white takes the pawn. Okay, and let's see how good my compensation here is. I guess I should develop. Initial idea is to develop my bishop. Okay, I actually wanted to put it to d7, but the knight on d4 is in white's way, I believe, because I can attack it from different sides, like queen b6, knight h5, and so forth. So I wanted the knight on d4. It wasn't that I lost the tempo. I actually like what I'm doing. Okay, now knight h5, knight f4 is one idea. And just to play e6 is another idea. Of course, I can play knight g4, but I'm not sure that that is actually what I want to do. What if I play knight d5, then I lose? Okay, so having seen all that, there's also queen f4. Okay, I'm going to play knight h5. That looks like it's actually putting the pieces towards the right squares. Queen f4 and bishop e5 is one idea that is looking dangerous, very dangerous. Okay, so I'm going queen f4. On g3, I'm just going to sacrifice. And bishop e5 is coming too. Whoa, bishop e5, there's a defense, huh? Bishop e5, g3, queen h6. If I play e6 now, wow, a6 is very complicated. I can't calculate it. Bishop e5, g3, queen h6, f4, bishop f4. Okay, that seems reasonable. That seems like at least it's a good position. Unless I'm missing something. Which could be. But it looks like I'm not missing something. Knight g3 is a threat. On king g2, bishop h3 looks very cool. King h3, knight f4, and f5 checkmate, for example. Yeah, this I'm going to take. And now I'm going to take this one. And bishop f3, bishop g3. That was the end of what I calculated. Okay, this is not bad at all. At all. Even pawns. Beautiful position. Okay. Rook e3 looks tempting. Okay, white has to go all in, right? All right, I'll just defend for now. Okay, so if rook c3, queen d5, and bishop c6, what's going to be the defense to that? Nothing on f2 works. And yet, if king f2, check, check, mate. Okay, so that wins. So off it goes. Off with its head. Checky, checky. Boom, boom. Nice game, actually. Kind of proud of it. Had to calculate a lot of stuff. A lot of goodies. Alright. King f2, queen f3, king e1, rook e8, king d2, rook e2, king c1, queen f1, for example. For example. That's just one line. And thank you very much. My opponent believed me. And I'm just going to finish it up for you guys. And okay, well, if here, then I was thinking check, check, and for example, mate. Yeah, of course, this was actually quite a cool game, but I guess what we have to see. Okay, where is it? Oh, it's here, right? It's quite a cool game. Okay, so this is all actually theory. Knight a6 has been played. Bishop e3 is the main move, on which black actually still can sacrifice the pawn with d5. White played a smart move, king h1. Now I'm preparing my d5 break, and white tries to stop it by telling me that he's going to win. Okay, well, you saw what you saw. Now we're going to see this London system. Okay, I'm going to play knight c3. I just want that center. As soon as... Okay, well, we just did that against Alex Fishbein. Yojic. I'm going to do that again. There we go. Okay, something new. Well, h4 anyway. Really. h5. Trying to make simple stuff. Simple chess. Sometimes simple ideas are very dangerous. I think Bobby Fischer used to say, against the Sicilian dragon, queen d2, bishop h6, h4, h5, and mate. And here we are, doing exactly the same thing against almost the Sicilian dragon. The pawn didn't make it to c5, but why is that good for black necessarily? I don't see. So, and I didn't need to play f3 to stop anybody taking my pawn on e4. So I'm actually saving time here versus the Yugoslav attack. And black is using up his time, because the variations are not that pretty, I believe. Let me see. Yes, okay. Take back. And g5. Oh, yoy. That I didn't see. That I didn't see, because actually that could be dangerous. Now, knight f3, knight e4, bishop d3 should be winning. Knight f3, knight e4. Well, I'm going for it. Obviously, you have to stop knight g4. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I can't just say, oh, I'll just relax and castle. Knight g4, game over. So, knight f3 is forced, more or less. Okay, well, that's a judgment call, I would say. The pawn down in a pretty bad position. Okay, knight f3, I suppose, that's fine. And now I like that pawn in e5, but I don't want to lose it. I don't want to lose this, but I'll keep that pawn on f5 for now. I think it's worth it because the bishop on c8 then is quite bad. Okay, so now I can actually take, but I can't castle the way I want to, right? So I should check probably first. Check and then castle. Well, checking is definitely something I should do. Okay, then take and what? King f1, knight e2. Take and knight e2. Knight e2. Yeah, take and knight e2, I think. My king will stay on f1. Someone needs to protect h5, unfortunately. It's a little bit messy otherwise. Okay, knight f4. Now h5 is protected. The bishop is dead on c8, and I can enjoy the rest of the game. I can actually castle if I get to it. Yes, it's not letting me castle, obviously. Now I should play. Let's play bishop d3. Think about knight h5. Okay. Actually, now I have to defend with knight h3 if I don't want to take. Okay, let's defend like that for now. Let's see if I can make anything better than taking on e4 happen in this position. Because I can counterattack on h4. Now I can play g3, king g2. That shouldn't be so bad. To develop my pieces a bit. Yeah. I have to block that bishop from coming to c6, I guess. Yeah, now I have to prepare for the worst, which is what? Let's just stop c4, or prepare for it rather, with bishop c2. Okay, king g2, finally. Finally! I castled, in a way, right? Can I take on e4? No, still not a good idea. Wow. I missed something. I guess I should have taken on... I guess I should have taken on e4. Yeah, that was a much better move. I should have taken on e4 and then played my knight to d4. That would have been a killer. Yeah, this is a problem. Completely missed by me. Now, yeah, this is very, very dangerous. Oh my god, this is really dangerous. God. Can't believe I play rook f1. So I have to play knight d4 here. King g1, king h2. I have to do that, I guess. Okay, to this move I had this check. Actually, maybe bishop f5 is stronger. Silly goose. Bishop f5 was much stronger. Bishop f5 is way stronger than that. Ay, ay, ay. and missing obvious moves here. Okay, why not king g3 here? There's no mate. Aha. Black is in defense mode. Okay. Okay, let's get one off. Let's get my knight active. A rook active. Take that guy. Check. And go for the h pawn. Okay. All right. Let's take that guy. Hit this. Oh, what is that? That's nice. Try the windows now. Why not try the win? Check. Check. Push it. Okay, help me, help me. Help me, help me. Help me, help me. Hide this way. Hide that way. And go here. And take this pawn. Oh my god, I won! Yay! That was something. I should have won that game. That was despicable. How could I do that? But it happens. Now, what happened in this position? I was doing so well. So yeah, knight f3, knight g4. So we started with something ridiculous like this. Yeah, actually, even here, maybe knight h3, just to play f3 quickly. Why am I putting my knight in f3? But okay, shouldn't be the end of the world. Then I played e5, which was already a bit of a... And basically, what I did wrong is I kind of failed to finish my development. And then, in order to justify that, in order to justify that, I started playing ridiculous moves. Okay, now are we back to the same situation? Let's see. Let's see. I made back a few points I lost losing to Yoshik. Of course, we split, but still. Splitting is just splitting. Let's see. By the way, I'm rooting for tomorrow's amazing result for our US team. Rooting for US tomorrow against Canada. That's an amazing matchup. Final round is actually going to be decided by two North American teams. All right, this looks very iffy. And I'm going to just start blowing up the center here. All right. Obviously, black wants to play for e5. So I'm going to play for something that's not going to make e5 happen by putting some pressure on the d5 square. Okay. Okay, now what? Now let's do this. Now let's do this and evacuate with our king. Is this a good move? Maybe not. Maybe this is just a bad move. But e5 is stopped because on e5 I can take twice and play c6, and that looks dangerous. So knight e5 now is what I was thinking, just to stop e5 forever. Well, not forever, but for a while. So I'm going there. Black has no choice. He has got to take this. And now what? Now we'll defend the pawn. Yeah. Okay, so question. Question number 1, c6 in some capacity, or queen c3 for now. Only queen c3 to prevent black from taking e5 and enjoying himself. Prevent black from enjoying himself. I'm not mating in b7 anyway, so why not sidestep to let my pawn start moving up? Interesting position. Mm-hmm. And if rook h4, h5, I guess. Okay, so I'm going to play. So black wants to play. Okay, well, I'm playing b4. That was my idea anyway. And the bishop on c6 could only help me in that. And d4, yes, d4 is possible, but it's not going to solve all of black's problems. On a6, probably a4. Just keep it coming. Rook a1 if bishop takes a4. So it's not really going to help. a6. On pawn takes pawn, b5, d5. Okay, d4, right? b5, d4. Queen a5, b6. Ooh, not so good. All right, I better take this one for now. And knight c6 is what I was thinking. But maybe pawn takes pawn is simpler. Knight c6, queen f6, queen b2, pawn takes pawn, queen takes queen, pawn takes pawn, queen takes pawn. Can do that. I can do that. That's okay. Yeah, also, okay, queen a3 I don't have, yeah? Okay. Yeah, this move is more complicated to deal with, actually. Let's screw it up. Before d3, oh yay. This is not a good position. All of a sudden, this is not a good position for white. How did that happen? That's a strange thing. Not good. Not good at all. I have to do this. What else can I do? I have to develop my pieces. Very bad. What did I do wrong? I guess I should have taken c6. Mistake. All right, it's not over. As always, it's not over. On d3 I have queen d2, knight f2 castles, and if okay, I can't castle, but I can play f3. I can't play f3. Damn, what's wrong with me? Am I missing such simple ideas? Okay, king here. Not good. Not good. It's looking really dangerous. Well, that's a good move. It's a very good move. I guess I have to go here. And check. And check. Okay, that's nice to know. If I'm not losing, it's nice to know. Wow, how did I survive that one? Does anybody know? I don't. I don't know how I survived that one. But I saw queen c6 coming from a while. But this is just a really bad position. I thought knight e3 check is just over, because if king e1, then something like I don't know. Maybe then it's not so simple. Knight c2, rook knight c2, king f1, knight c2, again king f1. Yeah, so actually it's a little tricky. I mean, it's not obviously very tricky, but it's a little tricky. This looked like I'm almost surviving because my rook is defending the bishop. But actually, the interesting stuff was earlier when no, a little earlier. I would say around here, when I thought I was doing fine, but maybe it's not true. Maybe I should have taken first then, and then played b4. Maybe that was the way to go. Because the way I played, it became very dangerous after d4. And here, yeah, I should have just accepted this pawn sacrifice, which I thought black gives black a good bishop, and it does. I mean, this certainly is good compensation for black. You can play from like queen g5, maybe. Okay, I don't know. I mean, this is, who knows? This is double-edged, obviously, because both rooks are on my king, but there's no immediate breakthrough. So anyway, okay, I think this will be the final game, and let's see how Sorma comes back from that near win. I actually have a win and two draws against Sorma, so it's been a toughly contested match with him all along. Okay, logical. I'm just going to repeat what you do, my friend, just in case. All right, here I'm going to grab that knight. And see how you deal with that. Okay. Check. And back. Otherwise the bishop gets stuck there. Yeah, this is exactly how I played. is exactly how I played as white against one player. Makes a lot of sense to me. Let's see how Solomon does it. Okay, so he has a dead bishop in a way, right? So I should definitely grab the bishop. I don't think I can improve my pieces any more than that. And just play for e5. That knight on f4 still reasonable to expect that I should be okay. And white's king still has to evacuate fully. E5, knight d5. Just go. I'm not afraid. I'll play queen e6. Okay. All right. I'm actually attacking an h-pawn. And I get the bishop for the knight. And white's king is still unsolved. Not completely solved. So I think I got a better position out of the opening. Amazingly against the London itself to get a better position. Okay, now what? I guess let's move the rook into an open file, half open file, threatening queen f4. Okay, that's lovely to see. Let's try to bring our rooks on to e4, perhaps. Aha. Okay, that's a logical, very logical move. Of course. I'm going to check though. Queen g4, queen f3. That's really bad. Queen c2, king f1. Okay, it'll be a little bit better anyway, because the pawn structure is not that great for white. So I'm getting rid of that bishop, playing c6. Okay, now queen a4, keep the queens for now, at least. Outside pass pawn, potentially, on the c file. I should play on. Okay, that's to take control of the d file. Maybe swing the queen to h5 one day. Okay. Okay, on rook d8, there's going to be obviously exchanges. So I'm going to play queen f5 first. To stop the exchanges on king g2, planning rook e6. And on queen f3, rook d8. Then the exchanges are not as, well, I don't know, still exchanges, right? Maybe I can play h6 for now. Yeah. And now rook d. I guess I have to do this one way or another, right? Yeah. A bit unfortunate. So I thought I'm winning descending. But what else? Okay. Yeah. And it's now here. Mm-hmm. That's something. Well, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'm a little bit ashamed that I don't know. Okay, let's at least bring our king up. It's going to be an ending. It's going to be with my king up, not wallowing in self-pity somewhere. Well, I actually do not want to trade, so I'm going back to B1. Aha! Black is playing smart, huh? Okay, let's see how smart that is. Because now I have two passed pawns, potentially. The H pawn and the C pawn. And that could be crucial in the race. Okay, let's see who's first. I think I'm first. I think my opponent agreed. I mean, I don't know. Let's say F5, A5, E6, B4, takes, and word. Nobody's coming, and I'm coming from both sides. That's what happens in queen and pawn endings. Some unexpected things. Anyway, thank you. This was Take It to the Max show, and thank you for watching. I did not do so badly. Dropped a draw and a loss, and the loss was on time, so in a winning position. So not the worst that I could have done today, but not the best. And tomorrow, hopefully, the U.S. team will take revenge for me by winning the Olympiad. Okay, have a great evening. This was Grandmaster Max Dlugy, and keep those moves coming.